So before we do the oil change today, we gotta take her and warm her up. You don't want to do an oil change on a cold motor. You gotta get all that sediment up, moving around up in the oil. Then you drain that oil out, get all that nastiness out. Let's get ready to go for a ride. We're about to go ride this thing and get her up the tilt. Gotta ride these things or this bottom part won't heat up. You can let this thing run for 10 minutes, come out here and feel it. Both sides are normally going to be cold. All this is going to be hot. So one of the things I like to do before I change the oil in my KLR is to tilt my KLR over a little bit further and get the oil out of here as much as I can before I pop this cap off. You won't have as much running down the side right here. Now my carport's already got a little lean to it, so it's already leaning kind of hard already. We'll get right here. Tilt it over a little bit more. Get that back wheel up. I'll hold it here for a little bit. Gives that oil time to drain out of here. Back down in here to the sump. Drop it back down. You bring it up one more time. Put it back down. Go ahead and wipe all this off and wipe off around the oil cap before I open it up, because you know I ride and it's a little dirty. So we're going to clean it up a little bit first. So here's some of the tools you're going to need to change the oil in your KLR. 17mm socket, a ratchet, you know, fits some of these. And then I got a 8mm. That's what takes your cover for your oil filter off. 8mm. I have an extension just to make things a little easier. The 17mm deep well, it makes it easier for me to get up past my skid plate and get to my boat. I used to have the low profile oil plug, and since I got the skid plate on here, I put my OEM back on here. Oh yeah, you're gonna need a crusher washer too for your oil plug. So we're gonna go ahead and drain this oil. Just got me a little cheap bucket here from a nail. These are nail buckets. I get these from work. They're framing nail buckets and they work great for oil changes. Ain't no sense buying no drain thing if you need if you're doing an oil change. Just get you a simple bucket. Don't spend all that extra money. I'm gonna probably get my hand wet right here. Yep. Let that drain for a little bit. After she starts dripping a little bit, tilt it a little bit. Let's get some more of that oil out of there. Sometimes sitting it up straight will get it out of there. You'll see, like when I lean it up straight, it's probably going to fall out. Make sure I got my bucket in the spot. See, it's already trying to drip more out. Oh yeah. Lean it over a little bit this way. You ain't got to lean it over too far. Get all that oil out. Yeah, see, more of it coming out. A little stream. Do that again. And then I'm gonna just let it drip for a little bit longer until she drains. Till then, we're going to work on getting this off. While that's still dripping, we'll go ahead and get these bolts out and get the cover for the oil filter off. Now, hopefully we don't have too much oil drippage out of it since I leaned it back earlier. But I'm not going to put no paper towels up around there. We just going to hope no oil falls out. I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to have no oil come out right there. So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to get my paper towels ready just in case. No oil. And as you can see, there's some in the bottom of it. Not much, but yeah, that's your KLR oil filter right there. I like to just wipe this off. Now, I got about 34,000 on this O-ring right here, and I think I got some more O-rings on the inside, so I may go ahead and change this out. It's been it's still the OEM O-ring. I mean, at 34,000, it don't feel bad. I ain't got no leakage. I may just keep running it, you know. I don't have none. It ain't never leaked right here. What y'all think? Y'all think I should change this or keep running it with 34,000 on it? I ordered a 3-pack of them from, what's that one place in Mississippi? 3D Cycles. I ordered a 3-pack from them a while back, and I've yet to use one. But my thing is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we'll just keep that one on there for now. What do y'all think? I'll let y'all decide. Now we're going to pull this out. Not too bad. Drop this down here. The oil filter's got a little small shaft that goes through it. You really need that, and you got to pay attention which way you put that back in. The oil shaft has a kind of like a shaved down collar on one side, and that's the side that's always going to go back inside first. But that right there goes through your oil filter. One of the filters I like to use on my KLR is a high flow filter. It's a HF123. Now, I've been using these for some time now, almost the whole life of this. I've used a few other ones when I first bought it, but probably about the last 5 or 6 oil changes has always been these. And they've done me pretty good. I mean, I probably run about 5,000 on this before I change the oil. Some people like to run less. I think Kawasaki actually recommends that you run more and you don't change the oil filter every time. I don't like that. I feel like I should change my oil filter every time I change my oil. I don't like the thought of leaving a dirty oil filter in there when I put new oil in, so I always change them out at the same time. That's just me. I'll open this up. When you first get your filter, it's going to be dry, obviously, but you want to put a little bit of oil around this area. Now, you can just dip your hand a little bit right here in this oil. You ain't got to get it just a little bit, you know, and just rub it on them little O-rings right there. That little bit of dirty oil ain't gonna hurt nothing. Leaving a whole dirty filter with dirty oil, yeah, that will, in my mind. Now, the orientation of the oil filter doesn't matter, but remember, you got to put this on the inside. So I like to run it through like that. I get it when my collar is sticking out. You want to get the collar of this into that hole right there in the middle. And you'll feel it when it pops in. See? It's not in there. Oh, see, now it's in the hole. Now it's ready. Push your oil filter down in there. When it's set like that, you're ready for this. This O-ring's already been kind of lubed up. And still the OEM O-ring, so we're going to leave it on there. Make sure everything's nice and clean. Everything's, wiped down. Arrow points up. And don't force it. If it does not want to go, don't force it. And you'll feel it just like that right there. Seat itself. Once it does that, go ahead and put your screws back in. Hand start them. Don't start them with no impact. Start them by hand first. Make sure they turn free. Then I get my 8mm, and I still use my hand. Run them down. I run them down until I see my oil filter sit in a little bit more. Then I'll do my other one. And then, I kind of work it down until I can't twist it no more by hand. And then this right here is just all by feel. I don't have no torque wrench. So we'll see. About an eighth, a little bit more than an eighth of a turn after snug. And I won't go no more than that. If I was to go a quarter, if I was to make this straight up and down, I would probably strip that. So that's a little bit more than an eighth after you snug it by hand. Now, after you get all this right here put back together, get your drain bolt, new washer, crusher washer. Let's put it back in. She's a little oily under here from where the oil drains out and hits skid plate, but we're going to give her a bath. So get that twisted by hand. Snug it. Well, I can't twist it no more. Just like on the side, I don't have no torque wrenches, so I do it all by feel, And after I get it snug, maybe an eighth, almost a whole quarter after snug, and she's tight. Now we're going to add the oil to it. Wait on this logging truck so we can get some, so it ain't so loud out here, all this traffic. I live in a pretty busy highway, so it stays kind of busy up and down through here, but we just gonna have to wing it. It don't sound like it's gonna get any quieter, but I'm gonna see if I can just pour this in here with no funnel. Now I got a pretty steady hand, but I'm getting a little older, so I just turned 49 today. Whew, I don't even know if I want to try it like that. No, yeah, here we go. You want to start off with about 2 quarts. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I put about almost 2 quarts right there. Quart and a half. I put a quart and a half in there so far. We need to add a little bit more. Like I said, it's about 2 quarts to get it into the sight glass. Ooh. I just got real lucky right there. I was not paying attention. I just leaned into it, some went in, and luckily I didn't spill it on the side of the motor. But let's go at it a little bit more careful. I don't know how I didn't spill that right then. Alright. So she should be up in the sight glass now when I lean it up straight. Alrighty, let's see. I've added a little bit more. And we're gonna lean it up again. See where she is. So yeah, I'm gonna say that's about level. She's about middle of the sight glass. So now we just need to start it up. Let it run for a little bit. Let the oil get circulated in there, and then we'll check the oil again and add anything else, add more if needed. So once you crank it up and run it for a little bit, and hell, I even ride mine around the yard a few times, you want to come back after it sets for about 3 to 5 minutes and check your sight glass for oil. Now, like I said earlier, you want to pull it up to level, and mine's a level right about there, yeah. And yeah, she's about full when I'm at level. That's about top of that line, almost to the top line. So I'm happy with that. I don't even have to add no more oil. Guessed it right the first time. Heck yeah. But now we're going to do one other thing that a lot of people don't do when they do oil changes, and that's called adjusting the doohickey. And it's pretty simple. Let me show y'all. I'm letting my KLR run right now to get it good hot, but there's a little plug down here. Pop out that little plug, that little bow right there. I'm going to show you what to do with it. So after you change your oil and get your motor hot, you're going to take your 8mm, going to put on the doohickey bolt right here, and you got to loosen it. Till it gets loose. About right there. And then tap it a few times, and that makes that counter shaft sink back down to the center. People get a mallet. I don't have a mallet, so I'm just, you can tap the frame if you want. But once you get that done, all you do then is tighten it back up. Now, like I said before, I don't have a torque wrench, so I'm just doing this off feel. Definitely don't want to break this one, so it don't really get better. In my GoPro died on me. Once you get this tightened up though, that's it. You take your little black cap that you get, you put it right back on there like so, and then you start riding again. That's it. Now I'm gonna wash this and get some of this oil off, but yeah, that's how you do a oil change on a KLR. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, follow me along on some of these adventures I take. Even though we're in Alabama, you still might see something you might not know of. Till then, y'all have a good one.